He's just a guy, trying to navigate his
Like
way
you,
through life.
family dad. You
Yeah,
got,
oh
like,
yeah.
a lot of kids.
I got like 12.
I thought it was 24 actually.
I got a whole basketball team.
You do. How do you manage that? Because are you still the cool dad? I mean, you're a Red Hot Chili Pepper. Do they think you're cool, or are you kind of like?
The last thing that they thought I was cool, I played on the Batman Lego movie soundtrack.
That's what it was. Okay.
So I was cool for about 10 seconds.
And then it went back to you're uncool.
Yeah, whatever, Dad.
Dad plays the drums in some band. I don't know.
I mean, they know it's like my job, and they know what it is. And my oldest son is 12.
What does he listen to? Does he listen to you, or what is he listen to?
No.
Not at all. Eh?
He was really into the Hamilton soundtrack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, loved the Hamilton
Okay.
thing. He's kind of a musical theater kind of guy.
Stuff in
No, he plays the trombone.
Okay, all right.
Not well. Not well. I think
He's
he thinks it's like funny, the slide, and I'll play that. But they love music, and we have instruments in the house and stuff. But I don't want to push them to do. I want them to do whatever they want to do.
Right.
But they know this is my job, and I impress upon them. It's like I'm lucky to have a job I love to do. It takes me away a lot of times from home life, and sort of my youngest one doesn't really get it. Why do you have to why do you have to leave? And he gets really bummed sometimes. I go, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
But that's the hardest part about traveling and stuff.
Sure.
But as far as a job goes, pretty great job.
Yeah, a guy from St. Paul, 6'3", becomes one of the best drummers in the world. How does that happen?
I have no idea.
Did you practice a lot?
Yeah, a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work.
I loved it. But when
it's
you do
kinda
something that
changed.
you love, you're gonna want to do it.
Right.
So,
But I mean, music now, as far as kids getting into music, it's like, hey, let's put a YouTube video together, and maybe back in the day you were grinding it out,
yeah, I still think you need to play and grind it out.
Yeah.
And our culture is so I want it right now, and
Totally.
I think there's no shortcuts. In there's luck and opportunity and hard work that happens, and I think if you love what you're doing and you keep plugging away, that good things will happen. But unfortunately, it's not really how it is these days. They want, and there's so many other distractions and so many video games and all kinds of things. They have a attention span of like 5 minutes.
Which makes me think social media, which has really changed in music, because you guys have always been creative. That's what I love about the Chili's, man. I mean, from videos to the music, it's always really been creative. Okay. But now with social media, and you've got the trolls, and they're able to put their 2 cents in, does that quench your creativity in a sense, like, well, you kind of think twice about it?
No.
Nope.
Can't pay attention to the trolls.
There you go.
Everybody's a critic behind their computer or whatever. No, I mean, I don't read too many of the comments about stuff, but we're fortunate when we came up all those years ago, and it wasn't about American Idol
Getting your likes and getting
how many
Get one viral.
how many eyes you can get on your thing. No, you just got to play from your heart and do what you love, and that's what we've always been honest about our band, and as musicians and as a band and everything. We're just trying to get better and write better songs and be better.
And I think people feel that from you guys, because
Well, I
I'll
hope
tell you
so.
what, there hasn't been this kind of excitement in the city for a concert in a hell of a long time.
When were you
There is,
back?
I think it's been about 3 years,
Okay,
maybe.
so we've given it a last tour.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
the last tour.
Right.
But I mean,
Well, the Canadians have always been very supportive of us.
So new album, I gotta ask, because Rick Rubin, what the hell? Where'd he go?
Oh, Rick's still around. He's in our neighborhood. I see him all the time.
You're just trying something different with Danger Mouse and
Yeah.
Nigel and that?
Yep.
Yeah?
We've made lots of records with
Rubin, for
Rubes
sure.
and
Yeah.
Blood Sugar, and,
Yeah.
and he's a great producer and a great friend of ours, and we love him. But we just felt it was time to try something different. We've been a band for quite a long time,
Yeah.
made lots of records, and it was time for a change.
Right.
And we like Brian. We've known him, and it
Did he
was
bring
great.
something new that you didn't have
Oh,
before
absolutely.
you- Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a different guy, obviously. and,
Yeah, right. Different
doesn't
ear, different.
shorter beard,
Doesn't get in the way.
a little younger. No, he's just a total musician
Right.
and
Gets it.
and is immersed in the studio. The thing that was really different for us this time around, other than we wrote our songs how we normally do, I just told you about, and then he was like, that's great, I can help you make your songs better, and arrangements and stuff and all that. But if you really want to, use my talent or forte of what I do, let's go in my studio and we'll start from scratch and just come up with a drum beat. And we'd listen to some music and kind of get inspired, and I'd play the drums by myself, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. But, we're an experiment. We were
Right,
going for it.
yeah.
And then Flea would come in and play
So, like,
bass
rebuilding.
line. Yeah, just put it,
Oh.
and it's sort of, that comes from like his hip hop background, I think. It's kind of
you
how
go.
people do it, get
Okay.
a drum beat and blah, blah, blah.
Remember? Yeah.
So we did a bunch of stuff like that, and it worked out great. And so I'd say half the songs on the record started, that's the way we wrote those.
Okay,
And it
cool.
challenged us and made us come up with different ways
Nice.
to do it. Yeah.
Well, I'm digging
So
it.
he was great.
I'm
Thank
digging
you.
it. I love the new album. And you
Thank
know
you.
what I like? Sick Love.
We'll
'Cause
play
I
it
was-
tonight for you.
Nice. Will you?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd love that. But you know what? Elton John, Burning Top, and what's the connection with the Kool-Aid
Oh, it was just
there?
it was just Elton came in. We the song "Sick Love," the verse melody we thought was a little Benny and the Jets,
Okay, okay.
right?
All right.
And Anthony's like, I don't hear. I don't know. It's like it's the same chords, same key, and so we met him before, and he's a very nice man. And so we said, let's just reach out to Ellen and say, look, we got this song. We'd love you to come down and, sing, play, whatever you want. Just kind of give us a blessing and that sort of
Nice.
thing. And he said, great. And he was in town to do last year I think he does a big benefit during the Academy Awards.
Right, it's the AIDS benefit probably.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
So it was like March. So we were in the studio. So he came down. It was really cute. He was like, we'd met him before,
Yeah.
but he came in and he had some of his friends that stayed out, and then came in the studio. And he seemed almost nervous. He was kind of sitting around. We're sitting around like this, and he, oh, what's going on, guys? We're like, oh, what's going on? How's it going?
Right.
Nice day out,
Yeah, yeah.
And so he kind of, and once he's like, well, okay, like the small talk, and then he's like, well, let me hear the song, and so he goes over to the piano. And we're playing the track, got the headphones on. I think we gave him the music to it. He's kind of looking, and as soon as he plunked his little chunky Elton John fingers down on the piano, it sounded exactly like Elton's. It didn't matter.
No kidding.
It's so amazing when a human being, musician, has that, it's in them. It's not
Yes.
their tool.
Yeah.
It's
Them.
It was so cool, and he's doing a kind of honky-tonk thing. We're like, it's cool, but... I don't know if it works for this. And then we kind of actually had Brian. I'm like, I'm not telling him what to play. We pushed it off, and Brian, he was very diplomatic. He said, maybe a little less and just some chords. And so he played maybe 2-3 times, played the track, and then he was very relaxed. Then
Right.
we sat in the control room, and he
I love it.
shot the shit and talked about, art and music and politics and
Oh man,
everything.
Love that.
Yeah, it was
well, he's
really
made
fun.
photography. I know that for
he
sure.
has
Huge
one of
collection.
the biggest
It's huge.
collections.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, we talked about all kinds of stuff. See, he was very, and we're very honored to have him on it. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, we were gonna wrap it up with the Chad in 5.
Okay.
Chad
cool.
in 5.
Okay.
Coolest drum jam you've ever had, or that you would dream of having.
Well, those are two different questions.
Okay.
I had a cool drum jam with Ginger Baker once.
Really?
Yeah, the
Okay.
great drummer from Cream,
Cream.
in England, and we did this drum show, and there was other drummers. Bernard Purdy, who was a great session musician, David Garbaldi, another great drummer in Tower of Power, myself, and Ginger. And at the end, there was a big jam. And the best part of it to me was before he walked out with 2 Bacardis and Cokes and spilled them all over his drum set. Before he played a note, it was great. I was like, oh my God, it's a freaking car crash. But at the end, he's like, oh, the great Bernard Purdy, let's hear it, the great David Garibaldi, and that guy. You remember my name? It was so great, and it was very Ginger.
I love it.
And that was really funny because he's a hero of mine. But I would love to jam with John Bonham and Keith Moon.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
party with Moon and jam with Bonham.
Have you ever done Neil Peart? Have you and Neil Peart
Yeah,
ever come together?
I haven't. He's
Okay.
in Canada. Of course.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say, man. I gotta get the
One
Neil
of the
Peart.
greatest. Yeah, I mean, I was a huge Neil Peart fan.
Yeah.
Peart.
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 Yes, let's get it right.
Get it right there, up in there in Toronto. Yeah, when I played some Buddy Rich memorial show, and
Okay.
he was on it, and we got to play together and separately, and I had to actually rehearse, and he was like watching me.
Wow.
I'm like, fuck.
I love it.
Yeah, so he's cool.
Okay, gotta ask you just because. Favorite TV show or movie recently? See if you watch the same shows I do. I'm curious.
No,
watch TV?
Do you have small children?
No.
Okay, so we're not watching the same show. We're not watching Ninjago.
No Deadliest Catch or
we're
anything?
Not
Okay.
watching Ninjago, Star Wars Ninjago.
Oh, no, you got me there. You got me
but
there.
when you're on the road, it's a different thing.
There you go.
There's this thing called Netflix.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Fargo.
Love Fargo.
Fargo's good with the new guy that plays two people. or
Yeah,
the guy.
I know what you're talking
McGregor.
about. You watch Fargo.
good.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
I love
he's
that.
cool, so
Okay.
I kinda
Yeah,
want-
you're okay. You're right with me. All right. Celebrity right now who could use a good slap?
Scott Baio.
Scott Baio. Good point. But that whole
I think my wife did that already.
Oh, did she? Good. I love
She
her
went at
already.
it.
Love her already.
She went at it.
Now, if you weren't a drummer, what do you think you'd be doing?
If I wasn't drummer, I'd be. I got the hat. I got the toque. Can't see. I would be a bank robber.
Bank robber. Would you be successful?
That's where the money is. Oh no, I would.
Okay. Now you'd be in jail then. All right.
Yeah, I'd be a bank robber and/or in jail. So,
Okay. How about this? Have you ever got an unusual or an awesome gift from a celebrity? Something maybe we didn't know about.
I don't hang out with like celebrity people.
No,
very
you
much.
don't. You're off the grid that
I'm
way.
a drummer.
Yeah,
I
they'll
lay,
give
I
you-
lay low. I don't know.
Don't give you a skull head or a dinosaur skull. Anybody?
There's an artist. His name is Damien Hirst.
Okay.
Who did our "I'm With You" record cover?
Okay.
Very famous modern
Yeah.
English guy.
Yeah.
And we recently played his new art opening in Venice last
Nice.
month in Italy, and he gave us all really nice sculptures.
See, there's perks in this job.
That was a good one.
That's a good perk. Right
And he's a very generous, awesome, creative man. So yeah, that was the last cool.
And I
thing that I-
understand, to end it, the getaway, you're the bear on the album cover, I understand.
Yeah, because according, I don't know who said that. Somehow I'm the band.
Anthony!
Oh, Anthony. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you did.
I'm the big.
Apparently he's the crow,
Well, they're little guys.
and the raccoons
I'm bigger
flee,
than,
and
I don't know.
Josh
the girl
is
is
the
probably
girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
This has been unbelievable, Will. Thank you.
Nice
I
to
had to
meet you.
get you with the
Nice to
Will.
meet you. Very
Just
original.
once.
No one's
No one's ever done that.
Yeah.